My dear students of 11th class, and today for my 11th class students, I am going to talk about the biological nitrogen fixation. And this is also an important topic as per your examination is concerned, and this is mostly asked in the exams. Biological nitrogen fixation, one of the important topics. As you know, that this nitrogen is an essential or among the macronutrients. We have already discussed that this nitrogen belongs to the class of the macronutrients, the nutrient that is required by the plants in large proportions. You must be also knowing that nitrogen is the main component of the air. Almost 79 or 80% of the air is made up of nitrogen, gaseous nitrogen in the form of N2 molecule. But the plants in general are not able to utilize this atmospheric nitrogen directly. So only a very few living organisms can utilize the nitrogen in the form of N2 that is available in the atmosphere or the air. Only certain prokaryotic species are capable of fixing nitrogen, and there are only a few species which are capable of fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. A reduction of the nitrogen to ammonia by the living organisms is called as the biological nitrogen fixation. The enzyme nitrogenase, which is capable of nitrogen reduction, is present exclusively in prokaryotes. Such microbes are called nitrogen fixers. You must have heard about the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and we are going to discuss some of those. And nitrogen, you know that in the nitrogen molecule, the two nitrogen atoms are connected through a triple covalent bond, and the nitrogenase enzyme has the capability of reducing this elemental nitrogen, molecular nitrogen, into ammonia. The nitrogen fixing microbes could be living or symbiotic, free living or symbiotic. Examples of the free living nitrogen fixing aerobic microbes are Azotobacter and Biggernicia, while Rhodospirillum is anaerobic and Bacillus free living. In addition, a number of cyanobacteria such as Anabina and Nostoc are also free living nitrogen fixers. Anabina and Nostoc, you must be knowing, belong to the class of algae and are living in the water. And now the symbiotic biological nitrogen fixation. This is the most important regarding the availability of nitrogen for the plants, because it is this symbiotic association that makes the nitrogen available for the plants in the soil. There are several types of symbiotic biological nitrogen fixing associations are known, and the most prominent among them is the legume bacteria relationship. You know that you must have heard about the leguminous plants are capable of fixing the atmospheric nitrogen with the help of the bacteria, and you must have seen the root nodules of the leguminous plants like this pea having the swollen root nodules, and that is because of this nitrogen fixation. The most prominent among them is the species of rod-shaped rhizobium. It has such relationship with the roots of several legumes like alfalfa, sweet clover, sweet pea, lentils, garden pea, broad bean, clover bean, and many more. And the most common association on the root is as nodules. These nodules are small outgrowths on the root wherein this bacterium is capable of making the symbiotic association and is capable of fixing the atmospheric nitrogen in the nodules. The microbe Frankia also produces nitrogen fixing nodules on the roots of non-leguminous plants. For example, ulnus is the one wherein the Frankia makes the symbiotic association, and both rhizobium and Frankia are free living in soil, but as symbionts they are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen. You can have the test by uprooting one plant of a common pulse just before flowering, and it is seen that there are spherical outgrowths on the roots, and these are nodules. If one cuts the root nodule or makes a section of the root nodule, it is seen that the central portion is red or pink. This is due to the presence of leguminous hemoglobin or leg hemoglobin. And more about the nodule formation we will discuss inshallah in the next class. And from your examination point of view, this biological nitrogen fixation is one of the important topics that is mostly asked in the examinations. So go through your books and notes and have a detailed discussion about this symbiotic biological nitrogen fixation. And thanks. Have a nice day.